This video covers AMC results, improved price targets, the short squeeze catalyst, and more. First, AMC profits were great as expected. Comparing to the first quarter of 2021 is important. We earned $1,045 million this year, up from $862.5, compared to $22.1 million last year. Net loss was $117.1 million, compared to minus $57.7 million. Adjusted EBIT was $38.3 million. Net cash from operational activities was $128.5 million versus $370 million. These are crucial since they describe AMC's position. It discusses future expectations and how AMC is using cash, which people were definitely focused on. We are upgrading AMC from hold to buy with a 250 price objective because the earnings in pre-market trade, AMC is at 168 to 170. The final result is high earnings for AMC. Therefore, we expect this. We obtain good earnings as expected. It also indicates that AMC's earnings would rise in the future. In addition, Adam Aron is talking about announcing a best first quarter result since 2019. EBIT rose $96 million year over year in 3 months. We reiterated our optimism for industry-wide box office growth in 2026. This is what we stated. We've seen Q1 2026 earnings. Adam Aron assures us that we'll just be looking at this, but much better, especially with some of their plans, which we'll discuss later in this video. This is why AMC is being upgraded as a price target. This is why AMC is up in pre-market, and people are purchasing it. First, we must look out for a few things. But before we talk about what to watch out for from Adamar, we think it's easy to forecast that the full-year number for 2026 could be $500 million to $1.2 billion higher than that of 2025. This is why people are seeking to get into AMC and why optimism is so strong. However, I'll discuss some of our current concerns. AMC's situation is awful, but we must consider it. When AMC gives brilliant foundational news, it's more worrying than ever. Some users said AMC was up 9% today. According to yesterday, do earnings calls walk down phony runs, or is this week different? After this news was reported, AMC rose 11% and is expected to decline or stay the same for earnings. Unfortunately, we still have a think-like way when we expect AMC to decrease despite excellent news. The reason for this is that we've seen this many times before when AMC beats earnings by a large proportion, but still gets walked down in price. As AMC reviewed earnings and gave out earnings during pre- and post-market, we saw AMC down by more than 5%. We anticipated this. I'm surprised the AMC price is rising. I'm surprised since hedge funds aren't using the normal strategies. I guess they can't hide AMC's success. It would be foolish to not consider AMC a smart investment given their strong E-bar. This is what we must understand about AMC right now. While we realize folks are giving AMC a buy goal, we must also remember that shorts are working hard to repress AMC at moments like this. I think we should still follow the market and AMC today. It's always been my advice not to let the price alter your perspective on AMC because it doesn't reflect the fundamentals. Price decline doesn't mean fundamentals are terrible. By looking at the fundamentals, you can see how well AMC is doing. After COVID-19, AMC owed $6 billion. AMC has $3.9 billion debt after paying off a lot and refinancing for reduced rates till 2031. With the way they're working with revenue, debt should drop even further. Already, interest payments are falling. That's crucial to watch out for. Another reason I think they want to suppress AMC right now is because the confluence of a huge sales trigger and a stronger balance sheet are providing an ideal technical backdrop for a short squeeze. We're witnessing this, which is why I predict a major suppression, large manipulation on AMC, because AMC has primed themselves to encourage investors to buy more AMC and short sellers to stop short selling because the thesis is gone. As sentiment rises and options are expected to be bought up, it all points to a short squeeze. This is a catalyst we seek. So especially at times like this when the percentage of a short squeeze is growing, they want to suppress AMC more and more because they know that if they can't contain AMC's sentiment, volume, and pressure, more people and capital will flow into AMC, which they want to avoid. So currently, AMC is in a very good position. The box office is already showing good results. So Q1 is essential because it lets us apply it to Q2. 2026 at $2.75 billion and up 13.8% from last year. So we see Q1's box office performance. So AMC's Q1 results were good. Since U's Q2 box office was strong, we may assume AMC's to be too. Our Q1 effect will continue. It's vital to comprehend this Q1 not only for short-term momentum, but also for how AMC will work in the future with their current structure. AM is priced like 2021, yet we have a large box office, superior fundamentals, revenue per person, rent, and other indicators than in 2019. Deep value. The major issue people don't realize is that AMC's current actions make it radically different from the past. It's one of the main reasons why individual investors will buy AMC when they realize it. Alomar said on a call that AMC Cinemas will provide live concerts at 300-plus locations nationally starting in June. A new era in music entertainment begins. Thus, AMC will enter this market after seeing how well Taylor Swift and others have done. Remember, AMC didn't do this before, and it was successful. We discussed how Taylor Swift was AMC's top-selling product and how AMC distributed films. If they expand, we may expect additional business from AMC film distribution, retail, ticket sales, and more. I said this will incentivize more individuals when people realize how great AMC is doing. We're discussing this arena. Alomar has gone on to say more, opening our theaters to moviegoers and concert-goers. Recall they seek nationwide expansion. They have 300 cinemas ready. It's crucial to understand how huge something will be and its potential. Another major difference between AMC and the past is that Regal and Cineog are considering not showing Narnia in their cinemas. There's a lot of tension between theater CEOs behind the scenes. This is helpful for AMC. This is because IMAX, Netflix, and AMC are working together, and there may be a backroom agreement with Paramount. This would be great news if we see it. If we can see an exclusive deal between AMC and Netflix, IMAX, and Paramount, you can see how that will allow AMC to truly grow and make AMC the most sought after, because if we're getting exclusive films that can only be aired in AMC and people want to watch them, you can see how well that would be an example. Again, this is only an example. But imagine how strong Avengers would have been if only available at AMC. And we may see something similar. The arrangement with Netflix is essential because if just 5% of Netflix users, 15 million people, go to AMC for large releases and pay an average ticket of $1.50, that's 172 million. Average concessions are $20 per person or $300 million. Total from one viewer wave is 472.5 million. We said this perhaps exclusive deal would be crucial. That's why we must watch out for this. Today's chart shows suppression from the prior few days, especially leading up to earnings. The other day we saw 43 million volume, but AMC closed with 0% price change, as expected. The suppression again causes this. The AMC announcement also showed over 4.4 million guests at its venues. However, AMC fell 1%. Every time AMC has risen, they've tried to blame it on theatergoers. However, it doesn't always add up. Now we know AMC rose because shorts couldn't suppress it, revealing true price worth. However, it's contradicting, and they're hiding it under the news. However, current efforts to decrease MC are evident. You should watch out for that. Another important factor is AMC issuance. We discussed fundraising before. They pay off debt this way. Their operations flourish this way. We discussed this with the share increase. That's nothing to worry about. We see 144 million or 142 million more shares. We already knew and priced this. If you've been following these stories, don't worry because it eliminates 3 to 5 million in cash payments. We must grasp the importance this way. People complain about AMC's cash expenditure, yet are upset when it cuts cash pay spending. It contradicts itself, yet we must know the truth. Additionally, AMC is fundamentally better with this. Now I suggest you go look at this, but some of the things we've already talked about, and Ray summing up, is again the positive spin on AMC exchangeable notes because that's paying off debt. That's put AMC in a good position, less interest payment, therefore more cash to invest, more cash to put onto other infrastructures. This is very good, a cleaner capital structure, which is going to attract more people, strengthened positions so far. They've raised $53.8 million compared to $27.9 million. If AMC had more capital, they could earn more money. It's straightforward and concludes that AMC must strengthen its fundamentals. They're doing just that. They owe $129,000 or $4.5 to $5 million, depending on HIRA's pricing when you see this. That's our situation. This is still great. With the extra income, they can invest more, pay off debt, or build infrastructure. We want these ideal things. This is what AMC is providing, a durable foundation. Our discussion is summed up here. Pause the video again to look at this. But you must grasp AMC's current operations. We imagine AMC having that squeeze catalyst. Because of this, hedge funds have been selling numerous floats of counterfeit AMC shares and working together. But it's all coming to an end, especially because everything is lining up to be the squeeze catalyst. Technically, AMC needs a hold over 154, and we're watching that especially because the pre-market price is falling. We started at 1.68, now 1.66. 66, but this is what we were expecting. But it doesn't take away from the fact that AMC has done extremely well in the earnings. And another thing to look at is the GameStop deal. And again, some people are obviously questioning about this, and I can understand why. But we talk about how if they're able to get this game on this eBay deal for GameStop, it's going to be extremely good, and we talked about how that is a potential, but also the movement.